Friday, 22nd of April 2022. This cycle path was tarred last year. Improvements for broadband. And 20 years ago there used to be travellers on this site. That is the reason for the bollards. The decision to place the bollards here has been made to prevent travellers from parking caravans. Travelling communities. Children in travelling communities can suffer disrupted education from travelling around. And this is ironic because broadband is important to help travelling communities. Well, broadband helps homes, but mobile broadband helps travelling communities. There is a sort of irony here. It's sort of ironic. This time last year, I don't know the precise date off the top of my head, but I did take photos. It was during last year, 2021, broadband was laid at this site. And the process of laying broadband improved the cycle path surface from Kingswell's, the 4 Mile restaurant, to Aberdeen, the Langstracht and Hazelhead. The cycle path deviates at the roundabout where the road splits between Hazelhead and the Langstracht. You've got to first of all head off to Hazelhead and then take a left, and you go along the quiet road, and there's bollards on that road too, and it runs past the construction site on the edge of Maastricht, the Langstracht, Aberdeen. On the way into Aberdeen, there's a construction site there at the moment. Homes being built. But here at Kingswell's, in the countryside, it's nice being out listening to the birds. I don't know if you can hear the birds on video. Microphones are not always that sensitive when you talk. And also the noise of passing traffic. Traffic really disrupts quality of life. The ability to just sit about, nestled in the countryside, and enjoy peace and quiet. There's traffic everywhere. You very seldom or rarely get quiet spots, except during the night usually, when it's dark. Most people are sleeping. Well, certainly in Scotland, but not in Australia. You've got to go into time zones as well. There's an issue here. There's an issue with... But this is also educational. I mean, just look here. Daffodils in the countryside. And far off, in the distance, there's sheep grazing. Over by the old Langstracht. You know, that road used to be busier. It was busier before the new road was built. The new road that links the Langstracht to Kingswell's. That's why it's called the Old Langstracht over there. The Old Langstracht is just for buses these days. I mean, it's been about 20 years since the Old Langstracht was open to cars. But it's not a great road. People in times gone by have had nightmares, travel nightmares, and traffic nightmares. we do need to think about that. And also there was a lot less traffic on the roads. If you go back, say, there's a woman walking with a pram along the cycle path. But if you go back to say 1966, there was a lot less cars on the go, because Dad cycled from Aberdeen to Fyvie. That's 25 miles. It's a mammoth task. I guess you need to be respectful also to people. Try not to film them. Be courteous. That woman was pushing a pram. I mean, if we look back, it's too far away to get a close look, but you can see vaguely in the distance there is someone walking away from me. I've been respectful here, filming daffodils. You've got to be respectful. Respect others. Sometimes bikes can flee along. I didn't see that one coming. The world is unpredictable, but it is safe here, nestled by the cycle path in the Kingswells countryside. And there's sticks along here, wooden sticks in the ground. I'm not sure quite why they're here. I mean, life really is a case of ongoing learning, lifelong learning. That's enshrined in Curriculum for Excellence, launched in 2011 by the SNP, but many years in the planning. It started under Jack McConnell, a teacher. People do really love it along here. You can see another cyclist. I'm filming in the distance. That's respectful, but it also shows people love it. Walkers and cyclists. Since there are no travellers and a travelling community. But mobile broadband would greatly help them. It's always great along here. Been shooting video for 8 minutes. That's long enough. We don't want to bore people. Providing motion is much better. But it's challenging. Wednesday, the 27th of April 2022. This is within Aberdeen City Council, within Aberdeen. You can see the sign bordering Aberdeenshire. In the distance, the Welcome to Aberdeenshire sign by the bridge, the narrow bridge between Petercouta and the Carney roundabout on the 27th of April 2022. A tragedy has happened. It looks like an animal has been hit by a car or a vehicle of some description. A car or a lorry. What kind of animal is it? I'm not a vet. It's a rodent of some sort. Is it a pheasant? Let's just be clear. A pheasant, or it's not a dog. I know that much. It's too big to be a rabbit. It's not a hedgehog. It could be a pheasant. I'm not entirely clear what it is. I'm not a vet. It's nice out here with the stream flowing and the wild dandelions. the yellow wild dandelions in the Aberdeen city countryside. This is Aberdeen City. Aberdeen City Council is responsible. Traffic speeding between the Carney roundabout and Peter Cooter has resulted in a tragedy, a great travesty, a tragedy and travesty. Loss of life. Any loss of life is significant and serious. Speeding drivers. Speed really does kill. Although Richard Hammond survived a high-speed crash, the Top Gear presenter. But still, animals are very vulnerable on roads, as are pedestrians and cyclists. I mean, the traffic fairly flees towards that narrow bridge. 3 minutes, 5 seconds. And I'm none the wiser what animal this is. Blood on the road. You know, you can clean bloodstains off roads with Coca-Cola. That's what highway agencies in America use. They use Coca-Cola to clean blood off roads. There is some merit in fizzy drinks. You put Coca-Cola down to clear off bloodstains on roads. This is near Dramoke on the 27th of April 2022 around 5 p.m. Near Dramoke, the road in past the church. There are two main landmarks at Dramoke. The church, and there's a controversy over the bridge at the moment because it's shut. The main bridge that connects to Durris, Dramoke to Durris. Controversy among Aberdeenshire Council because it's shut. That's all I want to say on the subject. There is controversy over the bridge. Controversy. But this is interesting. This mechanical arm is picking up logs to put on back of the truck. 27th of April 2022. And significant to note, there is a cycle path for cycling along from Dramoke to Peter Cooter. I thought it stopped at the road that veered off to Drumcastle, but it seems to run along North Deeside Road from Peter Cooter to Dramoke. Does it extend beyond Dramoke to Bankery? I'm not entirely clear because I haven't cycled along it, but certainly there is a cycle path on the side of the road that's the near side heading for Peter Cooter. You can come out of Peter Cooter on the right and cycle along to Dramoke. At Dramoke there's the historic church on the first road in on the right when you're coming from Peter Cooter. And from the road that says no through road, there's the road to the bridge, the historic bridge that links the communities of Durris and Dramoke, which is shut. It's got effectively barriers so you can't drive along it. This is significant also. Noisy with the traffic. Bridges need maintenance and upkeep. This is a nice house set in the countryside. A manor house. People with money live along North Deeside Road. People like Alexander Burnett, MSP, who lives in Bankery when he's not at the Scottish Parliament. I imagine the family of Alexander Burnett, MSP, live in Bankery. If he's got a family, that is. Does he have children? I'm not entirely clear or certain, but certainly the west end of Aberdeen is set in picturesque Aberdeenshire, with along the side of the North Deeside Road yellow gorse growing, which is all over the Scottish countryside in springtime, on the 27th of April 2022. It's the 28th of April 2022. Black cows on the edge of King's Wells in the countryside. These red roofs represent King's Wells, the edge of King's Wells. And that's Rimmond Hill in the distance with the yellow gorse growing on it. These cows are starting to run. I mean, these are heavy animals. Do they stampede like wildebeest? No, it's not wildebeest that stampede. It is wildebeest. It's African antelopes that stampede. What's the difference between wildebeest and African antelopes? Wildebeest are heavy animals, like the muscat. A herd of cows, black cows, the Kingswells countryside on the 28th of April 2022. This is Aberdeen. And I seem to have come to a dead end. A dead end. A brown field and a road that leads nowhere with two deep tracks. Obviously it's built for a tractor. The road just leads to a gate and a field and a dead end. It's the road that's near the back of Dobby's Garden Centre at Maastricht and the Langstracht. It goes up past a farm, over what I think is Gilla Hill. I mean, I certainly went up a hill and then I came down. I mean, Gilla Hill is uninspiring. It's just a mound of grass. Grass. It's by a farm with cows grazing. No beauty here, but there are cows. A meal, meat, burgers for McDonald's. Does McDonald's drive-through restaurant in West Hill use cows from King's Wells? There's McDonald's in Aberdeen too, on Union Street. Do they source local beef from local cows? Surely if they did, it would stop beef travelling long distances. From the farm to the restaurant and the supermarket, there's a chain reaction. The cows stampeded away from me when I started talking. I seemed to have disturbed them on a quiet, peaceful evening on the 28th of April 2022 between Kingswells and Aberdeen. Did I disturb the cows? They didn't seem bothered when I started talking. It was just their behaviour, all of them. They just started running and moving and walking in a stampede. Animal behaviour? I don't think I really disturbed them, because earlier tonight other cows were close by. They weren't disturbed from me talking. This is just animal behaviour. How do you understand it? Why have they congregated over there, nearer civilization and Kingswells? Multiple houses with red roofs. Red roofs make houses attractive. Kingswells is quite an affluent place to stay, but it lacks amenities. So the car is essential to get to the supermarket. So this is the importance of Aberdeen City Council maintaining paths and roads. But certainly the path from Kingswells Avenue to the back of Dobbies Langstracht is not in great condition. It's all stones and rugged. I mean, there is a need for path maintenance as well as roads to keep Aberdeen moving in future. This is still significant, and this is Kingswells set in the valley below Broomond Hill. Broomond Hill dwarfs over Kingswells, but it is not a volcanic structure. It's not a volcano. It's not like the extinct Arthur's Seat volcano, on which lies below Edinburgh Castle in Edinburgh. "8 p.m, 8 o'clock in the evening, 28th of April 2022, and it's not dark. Sheep are standing to attention in the Aberdeen countryside. This is what I believe is Gilla Hill. Gilla Hill, on the eastern side of Kingswells, nearest to Aberdeen. It backs onto Dobbies Garden Centre, Maastricht and the Langstracht. I take it this mound of grass is Gilla Hill. Gilla Hill? Is this really Gilla Hill? Gilla Hill? I mean, that's countryside houses on the outskirts of Kingswells. Kingswells is, well, the paths through the trees. Kingswells is also over there at the foot of Broomond Hill in the valley. But also it's over beyond the grass, beyond the fields. You need to get your bearings. Anyway, that's Broomond Hill. Hills and mountains, they provide bearings. They're tall. You can see them in the distance. You can see Kingswells in the valley below Broomond Hill. We can't move hills and mountains, but the size of them can change with the movement of tectonic plates. And also some mountains are volcanic, like Mount Vesuvius near the Bay of Naples. "28th of April 2022. Between 8 p.m, 8 o'clock in the evening and 9 o'clock, there's a rabbit by the Kingsford practice pitches, where Aberdeen Football Club proposed stadium was approved in 2018 by Aberdeen City Council. That's 4 years ago. This is the 28th of April 2022. 4 years ago, football stadium proposed, not built yet. But the last 2 years has seen a pandemic. People confined to home, not working. It's a significant issue, and this rabbit is enjoying munching on grass. A rabbit. A grey rabbit. Up close and personal. This grey rabbit is happily munching on grass. Quite happy, and I'm not disturbing it. I'm not chasing it away. But when I was a child, Harvey the rabbit used to chase me by the trouser leg. The rabbit that belonged to my cousins in Glasgow. Harvey the rabbit chased me round the garden, grabbed me by the trouser leg. I'm not chasing this rabbit, it's not chasing me. And this is almost 2 minutes of video, up close and personal, zooming in with optical zoom on a rabbit munching away at grass. This is the site of Kingsford where the 2 practice pitches are. As you can see, in the evening, night wildlife really comes alive. The Kingsford site is a site of scientific interest for nature. This rabbit is munching away. Look, it's got big ears. That's what rabbits have. And they munch away on grass. And there's plenty grass here. When dusk falls, the rabbits tend to come out. Well, they're more noticeable at this Kingsford site in the evening. You tend not to see them during the day. But it's still daylight at this moment in time. It's not dark yet, but the floodlights are on at the Kingsford practice pitches, and there's people playing football. Young people. Young people playing football on the practice pitches with floodlights. Floodlights enables them to see. The rabbit's scurrying away into the undergrowth. I didn't frighten it. It was happily munching on grass for a long time. To be precise, 3 minutes. I didn't scare it, and it's still munching. Rabbits scurry away, look for food. They also tend to... It's squirrels that bury nuts. But they've got good memories. Squirrels have really good memories, able to find the nuts they've buried underground. Rabbits munch on grass. Do they also munch on carrots? Maybe rabbits in hutches and homes munch on carrots. But rabbits in the wild, in West Hill, Aberdeenshire, or at Kingsford, they munch on grass. This is rabbits in the wild, wildlife. Wildlife in Aberdeen City, at the Kingsford site of the practice pitches. The rabbits, after 4 minutes, it's scurrying away into the undergrowth. Oh no, it's still there. 4 minutes focused on a rabbit. Rabbits are also wildlife, and they can run fast. They scurry away. I guess running fast is their defense mechanism from larger predators. The rabbit is happily munching on grass. Oh no, it's run away into the undergrowth. But you can see this is the Kingsford practice pitches, floodlit with a football match in progress. An orange team's playing. as dusk falls, approaching 9 p.m. on the 28th of April 2022. As spring and summer progresses and the nights get longer, the reality that football can take place at night happens. Practice football for young people, keeping them fit and healthy. It's worth remembering that this path with a bollard is an improved cycle path ever since the practice pitches were built. Aberdeen City Council did improve the cycle path between Westhill and Kingswells, and also Hazelhead and the Langstract. It was improved here at Kingsford because what used to be here before was actually a really steep path that wasn't a proper path. That's what was here before. So it's worth remembering that Aberdeen City Council have really improved the cycle path at this particular point. Give them credit where it's due, because it is due credit. Always improving paths and roads is worthwhile. They're vital pieces of infrastructure connecting various places, towns and cities right across the country. It's Thursday the 5th of May around 3 p.m, just after 3 p.m. You need to look at the date and time before you shoot video to be precise. What's the trash screen? H/0043 Aberdeen City Council hotline number 03000 200 292 Skene Road 1. Trash screen. What's this? What's a trash screen? I guess you've got to dial the number to find out. I mean, there was a crash scene here in February. Was it February? There was a crash round about Hazelhead on this Skene Road. There was a crash scene. That's not a trash screen. What's a trash screen? There was a crash with a motorcycle. No, this is a trash screen, not a crash scene. Fifth of May 2022. This is effectively, it's the path along the Denburn. It leads to Ruberslaw, but there's a tree down. The path is blocked. It's clearly blocked. But what is obvious is there's new trees growing. So new trees have been planted. These weren't growing here last year. They've been planted since Storm Arwen on the 26th of November 2021. The new tree plantation here is new. This is news and newsworthy. Along with the Denburn leading to Ruberslow. This path actually leads to King's Gate. And it runs along to the Den of Maidencraig. You can see here the site of the destruction, but the birds are singing. This is the reason why you need to replant trees. The Aberdeen City Council are replanting trees, erecting new trees, but they're not doing anything about the fallen ones that block paths, forcing people to walk up hills. This is a hill. It's a significant hill, a barrier for forested walks by older people. And also, disabled people in wheelchairs can't really come up these hills. They need paths. The paths need to be cleared. The path is blocked. It's an accessibility issue.